So in this chapter, we'll be discussing about gold standard. So in the previous section on forex reserves, we mentioned that forex reserves are used to back liabilities on the central bank's own issued currency. We didn't go about it in detail. Let us see this, what exactly it means. You would understand that currency, coins and notes such as what we have in circulation like 100, 500, 2000 are useless by themselves. Because basically it's a piece of paper, nothing else. Why are you accepting when somebody gives you say a 500, 2000 rupees note? It's just a piece of paper, right? Why are you accepting? You are accepting because you have the belief that some other person will in turn accept it from you and give you some goods and services in return. If you don't have that belief, you'll not take this because you're not taking that for the piece of paper. The paper itself really is not worth 500 to 1000, okay? It's a piece of paper, that's it. Behind that piece of paper, you're having the belief that it will be serving as a medium of exchange. Some other person will be accepting it and give you goods or services worth that 500 or 2000. You do not have the same confidence in say wood or sand, okay? If somebody makes gives you a currency shaped just like a rectangular shaped wood, you will not take it, you know. If somebody gives you that wood block on it write 500 or 2000, you will not take it. It's not that material for which you are taking. It's not the paper you are taking. It's the belief, okay? And belief is intangible, okay? So really, if you look at it, the paper which you are selling as old newspapers for just few rupees, you know, a bundle of newspapers, they give you just 30 or 40 rupees. We should be treating the currency note as the same, 2500, but we are not treating it because RBI guarantees that. Okay, on the currency notes, if you see, the RBI governor signs saying, I promise to pay the bearer the sum of so and so rupees. What he is saying is, the RBI governor, whoever is the bearer, that is the holder, say I have this 500 rupees note, I am the bearer. The RBI governor is promising and he has signed saying, I promise to pay the bearer the sum of so and so rupees. Which means theoretically, I can go to him, give this piece of paper, 500, and he'll be giving me 500 worth of whatever it is. So in olden days, government used to transact using gold. Okay, so let us go back in history. Okay, so in earlier days, governments used to transact using gold because each country had different currency. Okay. Gold was then a common medium of exchange. You need a common medium of exchange to transact goods and services. Say for example, one country has a lot of, say for example, India had a lot of spices. We were good at spices. So some other country doesn't have spices, so it wants to buy them. This was way back in when there's no common, all this financial transactions, okay? So countries were isolated. So let us say we have sent a shipment of goods by ship to some other neighboring country, like say Sri Lanka, neighboring. They locally don't have the currency which we use. Okay, so how do they pay you for this goods or spices? Way back a long time ago, it used to be barter system where they used to just exchange goods for goods. So you send spices, they send you rice, or that sort of things used to happen. That is barter system. Subsequent to that, they used to have a common medium of exchange like gold because gold is valuable everywhere. Okay, so they used to take the spices and give you some gold based on some mutual understanding. What is that ratio in which they had to give? Gradually over time, even people started using gold as exchange. Okay, it's not just countries, even common people started using gold as exchange. But you can imagine it's risky because carrying gold is risky. Risk of theft, it's bulky, it's weight. Okay, so what over time central banks they came up with notes. Okay, so what central banks said was, you take this note, say 100 rupees note, you need not carry gold worth 100 with you. For simplicity, let's assume 1 gram of gold is 100 rupees. For simplicity, though not real, 1 gram of gold is worth 100 rupees. So in the absence of this notes system earlier, people used to carry grams of gold, 1 gram gold, 2 gram gold. Okay, say 1 gram is like a coin, 1 gram gold coin they used to carry, and if they want to do some transaction, they used to give this 1 gram gold coin and get back goods worth 100 rupees. But then the central bank said, because this is inconvenient, carrying is inconvenient and it's weight and there is a risk of theft, we are printing these notes. You take this note, on this we are returning 100 rupees. It is an authority like the central bank, so it is accepted everywhere. You need not carry gold worth 100 with you. Use this note. I will store gold worth 100 in our vault. Okay, so listen to this carefully. At any point of time, the gold and the money in circulation, there is a equal correspondence. Okay, so when the central bank is saying you take this 100 rupees note, okay, anytime you need, you can come back with the note, I will give you back the gold. This was called redemption. It was very easy. Now people, this was very convenient because they could just carry this piece of paper and buy goods worth 100 rupees, because they had the confidence that should they ever need gold, they can go back to the central bank and they will give back the gold by exchanging this note. It was purely on that confidence that people started transacting with these pieces of paper. And over a period of time, people's confidence in currency notes grew so much that nobody really bothers whether central bank has equivalent gold. But theoretically, if the total of all currency notes and coins in India is say 1 crore, RBI should be having gold worth 1 crore with it. Only then the system has a strong base and can work well. This is a very important point, because unless there is that equivalent gold that backs this currency in circulation, because what is the currency note saying? What is the basic premise that works here? Should the person require the actual money or actual gold, he can take this note and redeem it from the central bank. So tomorrow, if the total currency notes in circulation is 1 crore and all of these people in the country go to the central bank and say, give us back the gold, the central bank should be able to give back the gold worth 1 crore by taking the notes, because that is the entire system of working. However, because people have kind of confidence in the currency today, central banks do not maintain equivalent gold. They maintain only a fraction. And also, moreover, it's not only gold. It is also in the form of forex reserves and etc. All these reserves serve as a backup for the currency notes. Okay, so this is the core point. So in circulation in the country, there will be currency notes and coins. Theoretically, say that the total is 1 crore. Theoretically, the central bank should be holding gold reserves worth 1 crore, or say gold reserves and forex reserves all put together 1 crore. But over a period of time, the confidence in the system grew so much that the circulation was going, nobody's really caring about whether this is gold or not, because nobody's going to come and redeem it. So now central banks maintain only a fraction of the gold or reserves equivalent to the currency in circulation. Okay, so let us go deep about gold standard. So there were earlier 3 systems that evolved over time. One is classical gold system, and fiat system. Classical gold system is, earlier international trade was conducted on the basis of classical gold standard, and in this system trade between countries was settled using gold. This was discussed in the very beginning when there was say spices to be shipped from India to Sri Lanka. We used to send the goods in. That settlement of transaction used to happen in gold. We used to take some gold, say 10 grams of gold, and we used to give the spices. That is classical gold system. Then there came the gold system. So the gold standard is a monetary system in which paper money is freely convertible into a fixed amount of gold. That is, the value of country's currency is directly into the gold. So under this standard, countries agree to convert paper money into a fixed amount of gold. So if they wanted, people could present this paper to the government and receive an equivalent gold from the country's gold reserve. So what is the advantage of this system? The money value is backed by an asset, in this case gold, and the government can only print as much money as it has gold. It cannot print as much money as it likes, because tomorrow if all the people will come and present these notes and ask the gold, the bank should be having it, the RBI should be having that gold. Otherwise the confidence in the central bank will fall. So there is a limitation on how much currency the central bank can print. It can print only as much money as it has gold. So this controls inflation. Okay, inflation is a situation where too much money chases few goods. So country on the gold standard cannot increase the money in circulation without corresponding increasing the gold reserves. Okay, but one disadvantage with this system is that countries which have no gold or gold mines are at disadvantages. Okay, countries like US and South Africa have large gold mines. They are at an advantage, whereas countries who do not have large gold mines are at a disadvantage. Okay, But one important point you have to understand in this system is countries have fixed exchange rates. So so say for example India is on gold standard and set the price of gold at 3,500 per gram. Okay. Say US is also following gold standard and they set the price of gold at $50 per gram. Then $1 must be worth 70 Indian rupees. It's a fixed exchange rate. This is unlike the exchange rate of today. Today, if you see exchange rate of dollars is 65 rupees one day, the next day it is 64.76, another is 65.12 and so on. Today's exchange rates are fluctuating, okay? But in gold standard, pure gold standard system, it will be fixed. Okay, there will be a system of fixed exchange rate. Okay, because if it is not fixed, what will happen? If it is not fixed, say for example in India the 1 gram is costing 3,500 and in America 1 gram is costing $50. But say for example 1 gram is costing only $40 in America. What will happen then? Then there will be an incentive for the people living in that country, US, to buy 1 gram of gold there at $40. Okay, so they'll get 1 gram of gold and they'll come to India and sell it. That same 1 gram of gold, and they'll get 3,500 rupees. Okay, so this discrepancy will be there. That can't happen in a gold system. It has to be fixed. Otherwise, that arbitrage opportunity will be there. Okay, so that is a fixed system. Finally, this fiat system. Now the gold standard is not currently used by any government. It's completely replaced with fiat money. Fiat money means no country currently backs its currency with gold. Okay, fiat means order. It's a government order. In this case, it's an order that currency must be accepted as means of payment. The government is saying everybody should accept the currency as a means of payment. So here the value of currency is not based on gold or any physical commodity. It changes dynamically against other currencies. So the value of money is based on demand and supply, goods and services, and all these factors. So the prices, the currencies are allowed to fluctuate based on market forces. So in this chapter, the questions to be prepared are: what is classical gold system? What is gold standard system? Why will there be fixed exchange rate between currencies in gold standard? And what is fiat system?